got 2 in one day, 3 in a week. You know what kind of car she wants?
She's gonna sit over here.
Yeah, some chairs, huh?
Well, she said, well, I'm gonna count with him.
He's a high dollar medical salesman and she sells properties.
Time you go home?
Several people that's, who's with,
You gotta start down there.
David Ferry.
Well, those are-
Preacher, he's got, he's got going out. He said, I just can't remember this. And I bought that little Sherman like car he's got, look at his name. He said, I've got more tickets in that car than I've ever had in any vehicle.
That's funny. Little putt car, huh?
I've caught myself too.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden there's that sign, I said, oh, geez.
Why it's like you driving these big trucks, it's like you just don't, it don't feel like you going as fast.
Yeah. I guess legislators now, half on the families.
You hear them talk about that all the time.
Yep.
Y'all wanna go ahead and get started, it's 5:31, just kind of give you a heads up before we say your prayer and whatever else, Randall's not gonna be here, but, he had like 3 different practices, so he's scattered. And Isaac, I think, has a sick child, so that being said, Al, if you wanna, it's pretty.
Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity for you to get allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
What we might do is we didn't have a meeting last month, we had talked about over the phone, and I think I talked with each one of y'all about who's gonna be the chairman and the vice chairman. The chairman's gonna be out of the board, Randall's gonna be vice chairman. I think we all agreed, so. At this time, Joe, you wanna give us some updates on?
Yep.
Some of the athletic?
I'll show y'all here's a 6U ring that we gave out the other day.
Right, that's nice.
6U on the side there, it's a little tournament.
Yep.
And I was expecting Nick to at least be in contesting.
That's what Nick would've won.
Yeah.
Don't always happen like you want that.
Yeah, since it's been so long, I've been keeping all my reports, so, the Jitterbug, which was the soccer tournament, back in, I think we ended up doing it in December. We had entry fees from McIntosh, Charlton, and Pierce, was all the teams that came and participated. For the winners, 6U we had McIntosh, 8U we had Charlton, 10U Pierce County, 12U Charlton, and 14U Charlton. We didn't get to keep any of them. We had a good turnout. Y'all check out the live stream from it, actually not live stream, pictures from it. On our Facebook. Preston done a special paint job on the field, Christmas lights around the bee, and, done a great job with it. Field updates, baseball, all the fields here are closed until spring starts. We've got a few tournaments already lined up, ready for the spring as soon as we open up.
Joey, what's the date y'all wanna try to open that up?
It'll open up when our season does, beginning of, April.
I'm just gonna say April 1st,
Yeah.
pretty close.
Let's see, we had rec night again this year for basketball, it's on our Facebook too. had a good turnout for it. Even though we had, I think our makeup games we had on the same night. Still a pretty good turnout. We've done a 3-point contest this year. I don't know if y'all seen Nick, I know you've probably seen it, the big chain with the gold plate there for a trophy. It was sponsored by the employees of Bennett's Pharmacy out of Waynesville. They all took money out of their pocket to pay for the trophy.
He come in Saturday wearing that thing to the gym.
Yes, I'm proud of that.
Yeah, he wore it the next day. That was a good turnout. I think we had, what we ended up with,
It was like
about 15 in it.
14 to 18, I think. There was originally, there was only like 8 signed up, and then like
Yeah,
10 or 12 people ended up coming out of the crowd to
yeah, signed up day of.
participate. It was cool.
We didn't charge anything to do it, we just had fun with it. Ryder Dykes won it, and then the next day, that Saturday, we had our 6U tournament. We spent $353.88 on rings. Cole Dykes' little 6U team ended up winning it. Final game, there was a pretty good one. I'm sure, I don't know the numbers, maybe Jeffrey does, but the gate and concession, I'm sure made way more than that, so paid for itself. Our wrestling update was we had 66 kids sign up. I think we ended up dropping down, we had about 6 dropouts, so we got about 60 kids. We busted them up into 2 teams, and the kids named themselves, all their jerseys say Brantley as usual, but the kids, one team named themselves Bulldogs, and the other ones named themselves the Chimpanzees. So, their very first meet on the 30th, January 30th, they went over to Alma and they tied 15-15. Then on their meet here on 2/6, the Bulldogs beat Alma 7-5, and then they turned around and beat the Chimpanzees 18-12. So that's been going great. We ran our live stream again for basketball. Intend to do it for districts too. We don't have internet at the baseball and softball fields yet. We're working on that. So we're still up in the air on how live streaming will work up there.
Do you have internet anywhere down there?
No, sir, not anymore. Not since we switched
Too
over
far
to
for the theater.
We got a quote from MLBA at $54,000.
Yeah.
We're looking elsewhere to see if we can kind of cut that a little bit.
BGC, they'll run
They got a couple of ideas on making it a little cheaper.
the fiber optic down there.
I hate that we done away with the system we had. What we had, I think we only spent $600 or so to put it in, and it had all the way down to football, you know.
Yeah, you could possibly hit a repeater from here to a repeater, but
That's
wherever
pretty much what
one
they
you
done.
hit, though, you just lose.
Yep, that's what they done.
Lose.
And then we got BTC to put the highest internet, and it was plenty enough to run the live stream and the concession tablets and all.
That's what I've got at my house for repeaters.
Yeah.
Anywhere you go on my property, you can, internet bar and everywhere else.
We're working on that. Preston has come up with a new deal that we're doing. It's called Talking Rec, where we just kind of make a video of me and him talking about all the games that have gone the past week or two, and just kind of giving an update of what's going on with sports and all. We're working on that, trying to make it fun for everybody where they want to watch it. We're hosting 8U girls, 10U boys, and 12U boys districts. We got a phone call a while back about nobody had put in to host anything the first go around. So I asked them if it was possible for us, and at first I was told no, because when when a new director comes in, they like to wait at least a year before they let you host anything. But then about 2 days later, I got them to call back and said, since I was still here, they were good because I'd, experienced it before.
That's good.
So we grabbed those three. We'll have, 8U and 10U will be at Nahunta, and 12U boys will be at the middle school. The dates on those are on there for y'all, 27th, 28th, 1st and 3rd. Baseball and softball signups are, right now, are down. We've got 290, but we'll be taking signups till the day of evaluations next week. So, those will pick up some.
What do we typically run that for?
The past,
It was 360 or 380 last year.
maybe it was 450.
That's right, it was 360 my first year.
Past 2 years have been 450. Last year we actually cut it off.
And
A little early.
in pretty rapid.
Um,
You think they're just slow signing up, or they're just?
A little bit of both. I think that new price is a little bit of shock to some of them, but, and then now it's the late fee too, so
It's good, the price is cheaper. Anybody else?
cheaper than some, yeah. Then you've got, let's see, I got the evaluation dates on there for y'all if you wanna look at them. The 8U's, the 17th, 10U's the 18th, 12U's the 20th, and 14U will be 21st. And each night the girls are at 6 and the boys are at 7. We'll go upstairs as soon as evaluations are over and pick teams with the coaches. Knock all that out and get some practice times ready. Then we'll move on to golf and tennis. Sign-ups for that's gonna start March the 3rd and run through the 31st. They'll have to come in here to sign up in office. And that's it.
That was easy.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of stuff going on. I've seen, doing pretty well. They just been hitting different ones, I think, Julian, matter of fact, I think he done wrestling, I believe it was last week. Him and Preston's talking about doing some tennis, so, we just gonna try to hit
And some golf.
and golf.
Big things golf, we're gonna, we actually gotta, speak to Jeffrey about it first, but, we're gonna see about getting a small drone.
I would love to have had one today before I went and ripped all that grass up.
Yeah.
Before we redesigned those infields, it would look really nice.
Help us with a lot of informing people on what we do out here, plus it, like I say, when we go to the golf tournaments, we'll be able to do a little bit of aerial shots.
Yeah, if you need one before then, talk with, Mark Stone,
Okay,
Sheriff's Office.
he got one?
Yeah, they took the winter snow pictures.
Dude, that's right.
I don't know why I didn't think about that. I knew they had one.
Did you?
I watched
It's
the
nice.
finals one day. When those kids went missing, or there wasn't kids missing, there was 2 kids missing at the same time, it was separate things, but.
And bronze would be about $40,000.
Oh, yeah, you can get on up there with them too, and you can go to the sports shop and get one less than 100.
Yeah. Well, and that's about all we need, is about around $100. Take good enough video for us down here.
That's good, got a lot of stuff going on. We also I've been talking with some more about volleyball, so hopefully, they're gonna be redoing some floor, putting sleeves in the middle school, so if that's the case, that'll help us. One thing, old business, let's go to old business, where they can get to do business. Old business, I know, Randall had mentioned about painting the bathrooms and different things like that. I told Jerry, which is our county, maintenance guy, and he was a little bit looked up and had a lot on his plate, so he asked me to step out, so I've contacted 2 or 3 that I suppose will meet Thursday. And Mr. I'll be honest with you, I think they've done this earlier, possibly looking at painting this, inside here and getting rid of this carpet. Now,
know, right here, where you at, is starting to come up hill, I think.
We had,
Do what we can.
we had prices approved for that last year, and for whatever reason, it never happened.
And, I talked with Alvin a while ago, and he said he's gonna pull that price up, and might have to modify a little bit for the increase, but he's gonna give us some quote, and like I said, I got 1 or 2 painters coming, this will be here Thursday, so, we'll be talking more about that, so. Old business, anything you think of? And, think of anything? New business, we got several things. One was basketball, and I've talked with, Nick, and we talked with Joey, and, some of the basketball coaches. We're starting to have a little bit of issues, and most of it ain't us, or our group, is, we having some issues with Bacon and some of Charlton. So I've asked, and, I know Joey and his use Nahana, Police Department. I've actually even reached out to Bacon Sheriff's Office when we go over there, just to try to have a little bit of, protection when we go over there. It seems like that's the county right now we're struggling with. Something to be thinking about, I mentioned it to Christopher Harrison, and, what can we do better for basketball? What needs to improve? What, any new ideas, things like that. My question to them is, do we wanna play outside games? And I know there's gonna be consequences, but I've also talked with Mr. Joey about it, and he said, hey, just pick you 1 or 2 counties that seems to be okay and play a couple games with them. Well, and I've told with Joey about this also, and he feels like if we get too tight on this, that they may not play baseball and softball, whatever, football, whatever sports. So, it's just something to look at. I've spoken with Reese about that, because that is his county. And I've talked with, Charlton, just to try to head this stuff off before, it gets really out of hand. So I'm open, suggestions, Nick. I know Randall's not here, we talked about it a little bit, so we can get good on that,
What would be the process for like having SROs at the games?
expense.
Yeah, I mean, you even when our sheriff's deputies, you'd have to pay them the time that they were gone, which I don't think is amount to the whole lot.
$25 an hour, I believe it is.
Yeah, and the ones that me and Joey spoke to, I think at that time, he wanted 2 there, so it'd be $50 an hour, for 2 of them. And I talked to John Sampson, he said, hey, just, get some swing by 2 or 3 times and just let us, see them.
Right.
That might be true a little bit, but like I said, a lot of them is not ours, it's different counties, whether it's out in the parking lot or,
And the parking lot deal, that's, that's the inside the facility, that's where there might be a liability case.
But the problem with the parking lot is, a lot of things can happen real quick in that parking lot, because of what people tend to keep in their cars, even though they're not supposed to.
oh, yeah.
The thing about it is, we used to have the same issues at high school games, and now they have SROs, and you might see somebody mouth off, but you don't ever see physical altercations. And if you do, it's broken up so fast that nothing, no one is getting in serious harm or anything like that, and that's, I feel like, you shouldn't have to do that, but I feel like that would probably be the best thing to mitigate, for liability purposes, is the biggest thing. Because, the stuff that happened didn't happen with us, but stuff that happened between, was it Bacon and Pierce? That's, you just can't,
Stands on that one.
and it was a 16-year-old kid come out and beat a 12-year-old, to a concussion. You just can't have stuff like that going on. And if you have a physical presence there, you're most likely not, that's not gonna happen.
So you said you talked to John?
And also, me and Joey talked about having some for district, and he said that'd be no problem, he said we just, get with him a week before, and let him kinda work his,
Right.
officer round or whatever, or the way he wants to handle that. So hopefully we'll.
Typically, they always have people on duty, so it's not an issue to get someone there, it's
Yeah.
just the
Yeah.
financial for us.
And John's pretty adamant, he's there at everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, that's true. You have a uniform there, just walk through stuff, things, whatever, it makes a lot of difference.
When you have a uniform standing right there where people are
Yeah.
walking in and out, people
Which is
ain't
something-
about that,
Something you might need to consider, maybe putting in budget or whatever.
I almost feel like you can park an empty cop car out front and get by with that.
Hey, I've seen that do on speeding,
Yeah.
They just didn't, they would never know where they was at. They might be in some other room.
Leave it running like they always do. You'll just think there's inside coming back.
Well, I've had to jump in between enough people that, I'm 48 now, I'm getting a little too old to be doing that.
Just cleaned up the mess afterwards.
Well, seriously, it might be some other thing out for budget wise.
Yeah, pepper ball gun.
Baseball tournaments, we go to that.
Yeah, figure
Remember
you
when
have
we
to have a ballpark, figure how many hours you would need one and with you, and,
I mean, realistically, you're always gonna wanna play other counties and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Well,
something like that, you really don't want, something like that to interfere with kids. You've got bad blood everywhere.
and I've asked several coaches, some do, some don't. Some don't want them to see what we got, you know what I mean, as far as team wise, and then some, possibly gets tired of playing their own, and go outside.
Exactly.
So,
There's more competition going outside.
And it's, like the 6U, it's not an issue, that when I'm playing outside,
Right.
But once you get up in those older age groups, it's,
Especially 12 and 14.
yeah.
Something else, ice machine went out, I'm looking to get the quotes on ice machine for concession in baseball. Right now, it look like it's gonna be 4,000, maybe a little over. Like I said,
Where we used to get ours from.
I've talked to with restaurant and the restaurant store, and I told Stephen Gibson here on the county line, he does a little bit of that, so I'm just trying to bounce around and.
Yeah, it was somebody over in Brunswick that, county of used to do business with, whenever they were, do the bids out, get bids. I don't know how you get the vendor list, maybe from somebody that ever did it, you knew somebody.
Yeah, I've been pulling Google, I don't even remember who mentioned Stevens, so I called him and he sent me a quote on the phone, so this still is a little bit higher, and he told me that, he said it's gonna be a little bit higher than going on the Google search or whatever, but, let's see what else.
Try John Coe.
John Coe.
Yeah. John, he's always give us really good prices and stuff at the church. Handles me at the house, he's doing that for house. Real reasonable. Lives right up here, Fort McIntosh.
I don't think there was anything else, I guess me and you settled the baseball bat.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else in front of, anything else? Chris, anything else?
It's that time of the year where there's not, I've been looking for money for a gym.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. We lost.
I thought I saw it.
Now, the DNR grant for the
Oh, that was the DNR.
Land work.
Right.
Did pass. back in and ask Ryan again, you know, what happened there, or what was the deal there, so. He's checking into it, don't really know where that's gonna go, but as of right now, we did not get it.
We could look from both.
What was the grant for?
It was the part we was talking about, redoing the Slowville Park, put lights and things like that. Another thing, and I've been talking with Mr. Joe, we need a gym. I mean, I know it ain't nothing but money.
I've been looking for money for that and here and there. The only suggestion I've got is you put Strickland's name on it, you might get the gym.
Well, I thought about calling it a
I said,
hospital.
that wouldn't be no problem.
Yeah.
Put something on
Their
there.
names on it, everything else, might as well put it on the gym too.
I thought about calling a hospital and talking with somebody. I thought about talking with Bo Clark and Tommy Clark.
Yeah.
He's at the port. But right off the bat, we lost, 3 games the second night of basketball season, cause, they done something in the gym and didn't really tell anybody. Now, we've had several issues of that where something happens in the gym and they don't let us know.
The practices.
And I get it,
everything.
you know, it's a school,
Yeah.
but we just need a gym.
Yeah, and Splice is just not producing enough to, I mean, we don't have enough businesses for people to spend the money at for Splice to grow. I mean, it's slowly growing, but it's really slow. I mean, we just need-
So I don't know what answer, you know, I brought up in the department head meeting about, which we already looked at FEMA, you know, that was out of question. I brought up Red Cross, and that was when Mr. Joey started talking about it, something like that wouldn't really be an item either. So, but it's just, I don't know, it just seems like we constantly running.
I wonder if Bo Carter could find us some money,
Red Carter.
What, do we have any type of prices on the facility?
I was just asking Mo and them yesterday for me, what they're looking at, and I think Julie will verify this, it's 2 gyms, right? And the way she's looking at it is when you walk in the door, there'll be just say court A and court B, the concession stand and the bathrooms and wall kind of separating the 2.
2 gyms?
Is that what Mo's looking at now too?
Now, you
That's
know, I
what-
originally saw that one that had the partition that could be rolled back.
Yeah, that's how
Like a big,
Waycross is, Ware County is.
huge meeting room.
It's, the petition between the 2 courts, you know what? Yeah, it's terrible.
Is it?
And I
Ware
think-
County's that way and you can hear every whistle on both courts.
And I think Waycross is also looking to get a new.
I'll see what I can.
Long County got plans drawn up exactly what we was wanting, 2 years ago,
Yeah, it's been.
and it was about 6 million then.
Yeah.
So you're probably looking at
I'll see if I can get hold of Buddy
8
Carter.
now.
See if he's got any suggestions from from the money wise, government wise, you know, that since they're doling out right and left money from the state and federals and everybody else, you know.
What about like the metal building style, and then getting it sprayed and electric and AC?
Well, you know, if you, and I'm sure you have,
I've
been in the
tried.
Pierce County, look at the metal, you know, they got metal and them blocks on the bottom.
Yeah, you just put, you do a brick facade like that, or we got the fire station set up, but it's been blocked.
I mean, you can,
That was
realistically,
just
you can
pointless.
go up for about $500,000.
Well, when I
Yeah.
checked,
This didn't work.
It only be one, but I mean, you can build 2 for.
I just looked over at it, it was
build
off.
2 for $1 million. And that's
Yep.
sprayed,
So much
you
for
know,
that.